Okay, we are live. Okay, so the training today, I don't want to go too much over, like around 30 minutes or so. So I'm going to go through at least skill number one and skill number two in Eric Worre's GoPro book, and hopefully mention a little bit about what I've been listening to on Audible. I listened to this in the last week. I've listened to Tony Robbins, one of his books, twice, and I'm on my second listening of this book called Go for No. It's by Richard somebody or other. Oh my gosh, it's awesome. The concept of Go for No is just crazy. Okay, so this is kind of what he talks about in Go for No. Um, okay, here's the scenario. If there's a salesman, the book is kind of written like more like a story than nonfiction, I guess. So there's a salesman who's pretty good at his job, and his quota is to make 4 sales a week. So in this particular instance, on Monday, he closes 3 sales. So he only has 1 sale left to make for the entire week. So on Tuesday, he goes into the office and he like does some paperwork, farts around, whatever. Then he gets asked to be in some kind of focus group on Wednesday. On Wednesday, he spends most of his day in a focus group, doesn't make any calls, doesn't, try to get any sales. Decides he's still got half of Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday to make another sale. So on Thursday, he's going to make a tea time to go golf. Well, then something happens to him on Thursday, and he ends up, anyway, you kind of have to read the book, but he ends up kind of going into the future and seeing his future self, and that's where he learns about this Go for No. So the situation is he stopped. On Monday, he got his 3 calls, and he stopped working because, he got his 3 sales because he only needed 1 more. So for him to get 4 sales a week, he typically has to talk to 20 people a week. So imagine if he would have been going for 16 no's instead of 4 yeses. If he'd have been going for 16 no's instead of 4 yeses that week, then on Monday when he got his 3 yeses, he would have been way behind. So he would have continued to work, continued to call, continued to talk to people until he got all of his no's. So do you see the difference where when you're going for yes, you get however many your goal is and you just stop. And a lot of times people that are like, and you find that in this business too, like, you follow the steps to success, you're on a roll, you've got 4 loyal customers, you've got 2 distributors, you're like, all right, I'm just going to chill now. I don't have to do anything else. Well, what if instead of 4 loyal customers was your goal, 50 no's was your goal? Then after you got your 4, you would keep on working. So what happens is when you keep going for no, your yeses end up, just because of the ratio, it has to happen, you end up getting more yeses. And you can think about it like somebody like a star hitter in a baseball team. When they're on a hot streak, they're not getting taken out of the game. So when you're on a hot streak with your business, don't take yourself out of the game. And I'm going to read this book. I'm probably going to listen to this book 3 or 4 more times, and I'm going to incorporate what I'm learning into our training all the time, because the concept of going for no is just, it's just so different than anything that I've ever heard of, and it makes 100% complete, total sense. And he also talks about rejection. Like, we're so scared to be rejected. We're so scared for somebody to say no to us that we don't even try. And so who decided that rejection and getting a no had to be a bad thing? So think about when there's a baby or a young child, and the young child wants a cookie. Okay, and so the kid says, hey, Mommy, I want a cookie, I want a cookie. And Mommy says, no. Oh, come on, let me get a cookie, let me get a cookie. No. Oh, Mom, come on, let me get a cookie, let me get a cookie. No. Let me get a cookie, let me get a cookie. No. Eventually, Mom says, okay, you can have just one. So as a young child, you learn that if you are persistent and you keep asking, keep asking, and keep asking, keep asking, you're going to get what you want. Something happens between childhood and adulthood that we decide we're not going to ask anymore, that being told no one time is just enough, we're done. And so if we would revert back to that childhood of continually just going for it until we get told yes, then our success rate is just going to skyrocket. And if you look at rejection as a win, like, oh, good, I just got told no. My goal was 20 no's. I just got my first one. Let me go get another one. If you look at it like that, then you're not feeling bad for yourself. You're not, quitting. You're continuing to go and go and go and go. And make it a fun thing. Make it your motivation. Somebody says, no, I'm not interested. Say, that's awesome. Do you know somebody that is interested? Maybe you could give them my phone number. Smile at them and move on. Go back and ask them later, hey, did you change your mind? Until they tell you, never, ever, 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 ever speak to me again, keep on asking. That's kind of really what I wanted to get through for Go for No tonight. I'm going to move into GoPro. I know Chandler's been listening to the book. I had time to look at it at all, Diane, but I don't want this training to take the place of you guys listening to it or reading it more than one time, because this is what I've read, what I've studied, what I've taken from it, and you can get different stuff too, and I just really believe that you have to hear something a lot of times to really have it ingrained in you. So anyway, before I get into the skills, I just wanted to go over a couple of things that are in the first few chapters. He talks about a catch to network marketing, and so what that is that network marketing has a really bad stigma on it. And so you have to, in order to be a network marketing professional, accept a temporary loss of social esteem from ignorant people. So people that don't know anything about, and I'm not saying people are stupid, I'm saying people are ignorant because they don't know about network marketing. They think all these myths about it and all these false things, and so they're ignorant to it. And so you're going to lose social esteem with them. And you might lose friends, or you might, get told you're crazy or stupid or whatever. But the truth of the matter is that you're not. That you have found a way to live a better life. You have found a profession and a career that can make you more money than half these people that are telling you you're crazy can ever even dream of. And so that's the catch. Like, you have to be willing to take that in order to make your dreams come true. He says, you're seeing your future before it becomes apparent to everyone else. You are the smart one. You are the person taking action to better your life. And they just don't understand. A lot of people that get into network marketing, it's like they're what Eric Worre calls a poser. They're doing it as their lottery ticket. Oh, I'm going to get in here and I'm going to get rich fast, because they hear about people getting rich, but they don't hear about the work that actually goes into getting rich. I mean, come on. The only people that don't work hard to make the money that they have are people that win the lottery, and most of those people end up broke anyway. So people that get into network marketing, they have no skills, they don't put in the work, and then they're like, oh, it's a big scam, it's a big scheme, it doesn't work. Well, it's not network marketing that doesn't work, it's the person that didn't work. Then after posers, you have amateurs, which I think that this is what I've been for 2 years, and that is not going to be any longer. People that are amateurs don't view it as a profession. They think, I need to get lucky. I need to get into the business at the right time. I need to be in the right business. What are the shortcuts to getting rich? And they don't realize that this is a career. It's a profession. There are no shortcuts. It's just you have to work. And honestly, if you learn the skills to recruit people and to be a professional network marketer, you could go to any company. It wouldn't matter, and you'd go to the top as long as you know what the skills are. Now, obviously, we're staying with It Works because it's an awesome company and their products are amazing. But that alone is not going to get you to the top. You have to know the skills, and you have to be willing to work at it. If you think about like professional athletes who devote endless hours to to their craft and to learning and doing the best job they can. Doctors do the same thing. Hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of training. So if you want to truly be a network marketing professional, you have to be willing to put in the time to learn the skills that are necessary to do it. I told y'all last time that network marketing is professional development with a compensation plan. I think that's my absolute most favorite quote that I've ever heard. Look, no Cowboys Cup. Okay.
We're proud of you. We're proud of
you. Okay. So, skill number 1 is finding prospects. Prospects are what we call in It Works, we usually call them potentials. Potential loyal customer, potential distributor. Excuse me. So, you know, one of the first things that we have to do is make our hundreds list. Now, the list is not the ticket to wealth. Just because you have the list doesn't mean that you're going to go up there. This is just one of the skills. And so you make the list and you write down every single person that you can talk to. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my notes. I'm trying to figure out what I wrote here. Anyway, it's every single person, whether you don't like them, whether they're negative, whether they're 98 years old, whether they're 18 years old, you just write everyone down. Just because you write them down doesn't mean you're going to prospect them, but it's necessary for you to get that list down so that you can see potentially how many people that you have the ability to contact. And so then once you write all those people down, you think about, okay, so now I wrote down Aunt Sherry. Who does Aunt Sherry know? And you start writing down the people that Aunt Sherry knows. And you think about like 6 degrees of separation. Like Aunt Sherry knows this person. I'm going to write that down. That's 2nd degree. And then, you know, that person knows this person. Write that down. These are all potential contacts. You want to be constantly expanding your list. You need to have a goal to at least add 2 people a day to your list. If you can add more than that, you're going to go faster. But if you can have a goal of adding 2 people to your list every day, so you go to the store and you go to the lab at the doctor today and you blitz the lab technician, and you know, hopefully if you can remember to get their information, you go ahead and get their information, and that's one of your contacts. Or you add them on Facebook, or then you go to the grocery store and you're talking to the cashier and you blitz that person, and so you get their information, and there's your 2 people. And really, if you can do 5 to 10 a day, that is really going to get you going really, really super fast. But you want to add at least 2 people a day. Say you've like blitzed 10 people a day, but you make sure to get at least 2 people's contact information so that you're adding them to your list. Then you want to figure out a way to keep in touch with them. So, you know, really Facebook is probably the easiest way. If you can add that person that's on Facebook and, you know, comment on their stuff, like their stuff, maybe send them a private message every now and then. I know I have so many Facebook friends, I have no idea who these people are. I've just added them. And the other day, I have been for 2 weeks now just messaging every single Facebook person I know. And I opened this girl's message thing, and I was about to message her, and I thought, I'm not going to just message her with my, hey, are you open to a side project right now? Because she just opened a hair salon. So instead, I messaged her and was like, hey, girl, I just wanted to congratulate you on your hair salon. That's such an accomplishment. You should be really proud of yourself. And then she messaged me back and was like, oh, thank you so much. That means the world to me, blah, blah, blah. Well, then, like, in a week from now, I'm probably going to message her again. Hey, how's that going? And then just kind of communicate with her like that. And it might be 6 months, but maybe one day I'm going to sign her up and she's going to be a distributor out of her brand new salon. So it's maintaining that relationship and trying to keep contact with the person, the people that are on your list. The next thing you need to do in order to find prospects is to network on purpose. And I do this. Jessica does this. I go to an event here called Women in Wine. It's the 3rd Wednesday of every month. And there's also a thing called meetup.com. I'm not sure if y'all know about that. I have not started going to anything on meetup.com, but Jessica actually has. You go in, you sign up for it, you kind of make like a little profile, and then you say things that you're interested in. So I think I said like maybe health and wellness, socializing, I don't know, happy hour was one of the options, but I certainly clicked it if it was. And that's just the person that I am. Those are the things that I would enjoy. I know like Jessica did, I'm a stepmom, I'm not a mom, so mommy groups don't work out for me. But Chandler, that would be a really good thing for you. Play dates and, daytime mom groups, and Jessica does like a yoga one. So anyway, you can and then you just go, you wear your at work shirt, and you might not necessarily, prospect the people that day, but the goal is that they're going to ask you what you do, you're going to tell them, and then the goal is that you're going to start to make new friends, and then you're going to go to their next time that they meet up, and you're going to go to the next time that they meet up, and so that you're meeting these people, and if they're not joining you as a loyal customer distributor, then they might have a friend that's doing it. So you're making new friends, you're networking on purpose, and you're having a good time doing it. Other ways, you can find a hobby, you can volunteer, just anything that gets you around people. There is I've been also listening to podcasts by a man named Ray Higdon, and I've somehow got on his email list, and he sends me emails every day, and he sent it's 29 ways to get new leads. It's like a little maybe 30-minute audio. So when we get off of this call, I'm going to email that to y'all, and you can listen to the link. Unless I maybe already did. Chandler, did I send that to y'all? Or I sent you the social media thing, huh?
Yeah, the social media one.
Okay, so I'm going to send y'all the 29, how to get 29 leads. 29 ways to get new leads. And so that'll be another way for you to network. He talks about, like, going to the coffee shop, and, they post all their business cards up, and like calling people on the business cards and saying, hey, I see you're a realtor. I know you're into making money. I was just wondering if you'd be interested in a side project if it didn't interfere with what you were already doing. And, depending on how they answer will depend on, if they say no, you can say, okay, great, have an awesome day. If they say, yeah, what you got, then you can start using these skills that we're talking about on the training. And I lost my train of thought. Anyway, you can use the skills that we're talking about and go further with them. So I'll send that to y'all, and then we can go from there. Skill number 2 is inviting prospects. And this is probably the longest and one of the most critical skills. Eric Worre calls it the gateway skill. And the premise is to build relationships and to develop trust. Okay, so let me just look at my notes and gather my thoughts real quick. Okay, so you're going to be inviting people to an event, which is a one-on-one, a three-way call, a small meeting, a large meeting like an OTOM, a Google Hangout like this. When you invite them to an event, especially when it's more than just one person, this is going to be the most powerful tool because they have social proof. They see that there's other people doing it. They see that there's people like them doing it. The other thing you can do is to invite them to review a tool, which is going to be a video or a sample. Hey, if I could get rid of your wrinkles for free, would you be willing to try it? And then you go wow them. That would be a sample way to do it. A video, so what I'm about to get into, there's going to be a lot of this. If I gave you this DVD, would you listen to it stuff? And the script is staying the same no matter what company you're working with. It's what works. So Jessica and I have been talking about exactly, since our company does not have a specific CD or DVD that we're showing people what the best thing. Hey, Bernie. So we were talking about what's the best thing to send to people. So Jessica recorded herself doing the party pad. I know that on It Works YouTube channel, there is also a party pad that they did. In the next week, I'm going to record myself doing a party pad, and I'm going to use that, and I'll share it with you guys, and you can use it with your potentials as well if you'd like. And so we think that that's probably just the best way, since our company doesn't exactly provide that. So before we get into like the script, let me look at this. Okay, so there are some rules that you have to follow. You have to emotionally detach yourself from the outcome. So it's the same thing when I was talking about earlier about going for no. You have to not be worried about them saying no. They're not saying no to you. They're saying no to the opportunity. They're saying no to the product. It's not a personal attack on you. There are absolutely no failures. There are only learning experiences. There are only outcomes. There are only results. No failures. Our goal is not to get, we're going to change our goal. It's not to get a loyal customer or distributor. Our goal is to educate people and to make them understand. So if you just remember that you're always just going to be teaching people about what you have and helping people understand about the opportunity, teaching people about what you have and helping people understand the opportunity, and you just keep doing that, then your loyal customers and your distributors are going to come to you. You are a consultant that is showing people how to live a better life. You are a recruiter. You are a network marketer. One of the things, I think that social media thing that I sent Chandler, a script that she does, she messages Facebook friends of friends. So she might go through her best friend's friend list, and she messages those people and she says, hey, I'm a professional recruiter for It Works Global based out of Palmetto, Florida. I don't message just everyone, but you look like, and then you just fill in the blank, whether it be friendly, energetic, goal-oriented, whatever it is. And I just wanted to see if I could have a few minutes to talk with you about this opportunity. And then you go from there. So you have to start thinking of yourself as an educator, a consultant, a recruiter, a network marketing professional. You need to be excited, you need to bring passion, and you need to have strong posture. That means you need to be bold, you need to be confident, you need to be strong. You can't be like this, all like, oh, maybe would you please look at my products. You need to be like, hey, I've got this really awesome stuff, this wrinkle cream that totally diminishes your wrinkles. You are never going to believe what it is, and you have to let me show it to you. And if they say no, then you say, awesome, have a great day. Okay. Then you go find somebody else and say the same thing. All right. This is going to be a lot. Like, I don't know if you want to write it down or, I don't know, write down what you can, and then we have our OTOM on November 15th, and I'm going to be presenting all of this stuff, and I'm going to make a PowerPoint for that. So you'll be able to get some notes that way whenever I make that PowerPoint. But also, if you get the book, then this will all be in there too. Just kind of write down what you can. We can talk about the rest later. Okay, so there's 8 steps to a professional invitation. Step number 1 is to be in a hurry. The reason that you're going to be in a hurry is that it's a psychological issue. People are more attracted to people that have things going on. And you look busy, and they want to know why. It makes them curious. So you might be like, hey, I don't have a whole lot of time to talk, but I just wanted to reach out to you, and then you continue on. Or, say you're at the post office talking to the host lady, and you say, you know what, I don't have a lot of time, but I do want to chat with you later. Can I get your information? You just want to make it, I have to run, but I need to talk with you later. Can I get your phone number? So that's the first one, is to be in a hurry. The second step is to compliment the prospect. You may say something like, you've always been really successful and I respect the way that you do business. Or, as long as I've known you, I thought you were the best at what you do. If that's kind of warm market prospects. If it's somebody you don't know, you might say, you've given me the best of service I've ever received. Or, you're super sharp. Can I ask you what you do for a living? You've made this a fantastic experience. The most important part about the compliment is that you are sincere. People can tell when you're full of you-know-what. The third step is to make the invitation. All right, so when you make the invitation, there's a direct approach, an indirect approach, and a super indirect approach. I'm just going to give you a couple of examples. So if somebody that's in your warm market and you want to do a direct approach, you might say, when you told me that you hate your job, were you serious or just kidding around? And they'll probably say, I was serious. And you'll say, great, I think I found a way for you to solve that problem. Or you could say, when I thought of people who could make an absolute fortune with the business I found, I thought of you. You're telling them, when you're being direct, you are telling them exactly what you're out for. If it's a cold market direct approach, you might say, do you keep your career options open? Have you ever thought about diversifying your income? One of the things that I've been messaging people on Facebook is, hey, I was just wondering if you'd be open to a side project if it didn't interfere with what you were already doing. If you do the indirect approach, you say, I just started a new business and I'm really nervous. Before I get going, I want to practice on somebody friendly. Would you be willing to help me? As far as It Works is concerned, we do this, what we call a practice party. And so when you first sign up, we want to try to get 2 or 3 people over to your house, some real good friends, and you would say, hey, look, I just signed up with It Works and I need to practice a party. Would you guys be willing to listen? And you get them over and they listen to your doing the party pad and such. That's an indirect approach with your warm market. With your cold market, you might say, my company is expanding in your area. Would you do me a favor and take a look at it and let me know if you think it would work where you live? So you're not telling this person that you want them to join your business. You're trying to see their opinion on if they think it would work. It's an indirect way of getting them to listen to your opportunity. You could say, I've started a business with a product I think makes a lot of sense, but I'd like to get your input. Would you be willing to check it out and give me your opinion? When you do the super indirect approach, you straight up tell them, this is not for you. This is absolutely, clearly not for you, but I was wondering if you know anybody that's super ambitious and wants to make some extra money. Do you know anybody that's hit a wall with their business and might be looking for a way to diversify? So now you're not even asking them to take a look at your opportunity. You're asking them if they know anybody that will take a look. Usually that makes people curious and they want to take a look as well. Step 4 is the if I, would you, which is what I mentioned to you earlier. If I gave you a DVD, would you listen to it? If I gave you a link to a website, would you check it out? If I invited you to a special invitation only Google Hangout, would you listen? Would you attend? And you could do that, so with the video, you could use my party pad until you're comfortable doing your own. You could say, hey, if I had this video, if I gave you a link to this video, would you watch it? Or if you knew we were going to do a Google Hangout one week and it wasn't a very specific training like this, or even if we don't have one planned and we can plan one in a hurry, But if you want to plan something like that where these people can learn more about it, you can say, hey, if I invited you to this special invitation-only Google Hangout, would you attend? So that's step number 4. If I, would you? So what happens with that is that you're trading off. You're giving them something and they're giving you something back. So it also puts you in a place of power. You're in control. You're not begging them. You're just saying, if I did this, would you do this? Not, please, 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 please watch my video. People are not going to come to you when you're desperate. It also implies that you have something of value to offer. You're saying you're willing to do something, but you're not willing to do it unless the person does something for you in exchange. So when you value what you have, people will respect you. It does say if they ask for more information first. So if you say, I have this video, if I gave you this video, would you be willing to watch it? If they say, well, what is it? Then you just want to say, I understand you want more information, but everything you're looking for is in this video. I really would like you to understand it, and I think watching the video would be the best way. So if I give it to you, would you review it? And then you did that if I, would you again. So you don't want to say what it's about until after they're doing it. Same thing with like inviting them to a Google Hangout. You don't, or an OTOM. You just want to say it's the special event, it's super fun. If you really, you'll understand it when you get there. If I invite you, will you go? Step number 5 is to get the time commitment. So then you say, if I, would you? Then they say, sure. And then you say, when do you think you could watch it? So you're going to, step 5 is get the time commitment. Step 6 is confirm the time commitment. And step 7 is confirm again by scheduling the next call. So what you're doing there is with the if I, would you, you're getting them to commit for the first time that they're going to do something. They're making the decision to do it. This next time, they're deciding what the time is. Then you get the time commitment, then you confirm it, then you schedule the call. They're making all those decisions. It's not you doing it. And people feel a little bit more obligation when they actually make the decision. So you say, when would you be able to watch it? And they say, I can watch it Wednesday. And you say, okay, so you can watch it Wednesday. If I call you on Thursday morning, you'll have had it watched. And if most of the time they'll say yes, and they might say, oh, well, let me think about that. It might give you another time. So what if they say, no, it'll be Friday? Okay, well, if I call you Friday evening, then you'll have watched it. And so you're confirming the time appointment again. Then they say, yes, I'll have watched it Friday evening. You say, okay, great. I'm going to call you on Friday evening. What's the best number to reach you at? So you're confirming it 3 times. And then all you have to do after that is make sure you follow up. The fortune is in the follow-up. The last step is to get off the phone. You be in a hurry. So it says to remember that your goal is education and understanding, and you're going to let the third-party tool do most of the work. So here is an example of someone that hates their job, the direct approach. Hey, I don't have a lot of time to talk, but it was really important that I reach out to you. Listen, you're one of the most financially intelligent people I know, and I've always respected that about you. When you told me you really didn't like your job, were you serious or were you just kidding around? And they say, I was serious. Great, I think I found a way for you to create an exit strategy. I have a CD that describes what I'm talking about better than I can. If I gave you this CD, would you listen to it? They say yes. When do you think you could listen to it? For sure. They say Tuesday. So if I called you Wednesday morning, you'll have reviewed it for sure, right? They say yes. All right, I'll check back with you then. What's the best number and time for me to call? And they give you the information. Got it. We'll talk then. Gotta run. Thanks. So you've used all of the steps in there, and then you call them when they say. This is a good friend with an indirect approach. I don't want to read all of these to you. I'll just give you this last one. Hey, I'm running out of the door, but I needed to talk to you real quick. Do you have a second? And they say yes. Great. Listen, you've always been so supportive of me, and I appreciate that so much. I've just started a new business, and I'm really nervous. Before I get going, I need to practice on someone friendly. Would you mind if I practiced on you? They say, sure. If I gave you a DVD that laid out the information in a professional way, would you watch it? They say yes. It's about 15 minutes long. When do you think you could watch it for sure? They say Thursday. So if I call you Friday morning, you'll have it reviewed for sure, right? Yes. Fantastic. What's the best number for me to call? Great. We'll talk then. I got to run. So you're getting off the phone again. That concludes it for skill number 2. I don't want to go any further. This has already gone longer than I anticipated. So I just want to review real quick. We talked about going for no. Make it your goal to get a certain amount of no's every week. I think a good goal is 5 to 10 no's a day. But I think if you want to go even faster, you go for 20. We talked about finding prospects. I'm going to email you guys 29 places to get new leads. We talked about adding 2 new leads to your list every day and networking on purpose. And then inviting prospects. This is the critical gateway skill. This is what you need to practice. You need to practice on your husbands. You need to practice on me. Practice on your friends. Write it down, say it over and over and over and over. Be emotionally detached from the outcome. Remember, it's not about you. Your goal is education and understanding. You want to be yourself, be excited, and be strong. And that's it. Do y'all have any questions? I can see all your microphones. You're being quiet.
They're all muted.
I know. Okay, so I'm supposed to present that. Okay, I'm supposed to present all 7 skills in 15 minutes at OTOM. It's not going to happen. It's not. I got to figure that out. Well, it's not going to be really, I mean, I could say the 7 skills in 15 minutes, but that was like an hour long, wasn't it?
No. Like 45.
Yeah, I'll have to figure that out. Okay, so Monday, sometime between 6 and 7, I'll let you know what time later on. We will go over skill number 3 is presenting, and skill number 4 is following up. So we'll definitely do at least those 2. I don't know if they'll be as long. Skill 2 with inviting was long, but anyway, we'll at least do skill 3 and 4 on Monday. And if y'all need anything in between, you know how to get in touch with me.
Melissa,
are y'all good?
Story?
Huh?
You want to hear a funny story?
Yes.
You mentioned meetups. My husband and I met in a meetup group.
Really? Wow.
And it was not a dating meetup group either.
What was it?
It was a southeastern Connecticut. It was like a social group, people who got together to do like similar activities, like going hiking, going to a corn maze, doing things like that. Yeah, and we met.
That's awesome.
It was his first meetup the night we met.
Wow, that is so cool.
So I'm very familiar with the meetup front.
Are you still recording, Melissa?
Yes, I think, would you like me to stop it?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, hopefully it doesn't hang up on everybody.
Okay.